Hi, and welcome to week 4 of reading. So, over the past few weeks, we've been reading stories about people or groups in our country that have come together to do good things. And they've done good things, whether it was for other people, like Cesar Chavez did last week when he was trying to get the farmers and the field workers to unionize, or we read about Jackie Robinson and how he, of course, changed how the United States accepted African Americans, people who are Black, as well as giving them the same or similar opportunities than what we have. This week, we will be reading a story called A Nation Arises, and it's going to be talking about how the United States happened, how it came to be. Um, we just always haven't had people here. And if you've gone to any of your history or social studies classes, whether it's Mr. Manifest, Mr. Moore, even with Miss Sikowski, you would learn a little bit about how the United States. I don't want to give you too many details because that's what the story's about. But you're going to see in this story how people were fighting for freedom, and freedom is the right to be free. So you don't have somebody always telling you what time to eat, what time to go to bed, what to wear. You have choices. Part of our story this week um, is something else we're going to be working on. We've never worked on two things in one week, two concepts in one week. So this will be a little bit different. But your story, even though it's still nonfiction and it still talks about facts, it's written in a different way. It's written as a poem. And for this specific poem, it's written with rhyming words. There are many different ways to write poems. We will look at different ways this year. But for our very first one, we'll be working on poems that rhyme. And those are some of the most familiar poems that most of us have heard. Um, so, what I thought I would do is share with you what a rhyming poem sounds like, also what it looks like, because by the end of the week, you will be writing your own rhyming poem. So, I thought I would start by sharing a page from one of my favorites, Green Eggs and Ham. Now, if you know anything about Dr. Seuss, The Cat in the Hat, you know that these stories rhyme. They're different types of rhyming stories. They don't always have rhyming words. Sometimes they're written a little different, but a lot of what he writes is a poem or rhyming writing. So I'm going to turn to one of the most famous pages in his book. It says, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, just part of it, just so you get an idea of what um, a rhyming poem sounds like. I could not, would not on a boat. I will not with a goat. I will not eat them in the rain. I will not eat them on a train. So we're going to stop right there. We're going to examine these words just a little more closely. So let me get that in there. So this very first sentence, we see the word boat. Boat. Next word, goat. Do you notice how the O, the A, and the T are the same in both words? That's because those words rhyme. So when you write a poem, you want to make sure that uh, the last word in each of the first two sentences rhyme. Now let's go to the next group of sentences. It will not eat them in the rain. It will not eat them on a train. So I notice AIN. Ain, train. Those are rhyming words. Now, rain and train do not sound like boat and goat, and they do not have to. So when we will be working on writing our poems this week, we will be focusing on two sentences at a time. These ones will rhyme. Then the next group, these ones will rhyme. You'll get more information on that as the week goes on. But as always, if you have any problems, please use chat so that we can either try to solve the problem there or set up a Zoom. I hope you guys have fun with this week. I'm excited to read your poems and see what kind of writers you can become. And this is something we'll get to do more of throughout the year. So I'm really looking forward to it.